We're back, and just as I hit record, it sounded a little bit like Nikolai was trying to get into some nonsense behind me. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. No nonsense. He's good. So, we're here to do a review today. And I say we. What I really mean is me, because I'm not going to be giving anything to him. He wouldn't want any of this anyway. We are doing the review of the Mako Kokoo hot pepper. I'm looking forward to it a little bit. This one was sent to me from White Hot Peppers. I ordered from their site and was given a few freebies. This is one of the freebies I was given. I had no idea what it was. I had to look it up when they sent it. I was like, oh, I wonder if it's just one of those random sweet peppers. No, it's one of those random hot peppers. Apparently, this one comes from Africa, from Ghana to be specific. That's what all of my sources say. I don't know how to verify that myself, and I don't really think I'll be flying out there at this time of night. The flavor is labeled as nutty and intense heat, 9 out of 10. That's a pretty bold statement, I will say. If a 10 is a Reaper or Scorpion level, then a 9 has got to be pretty high. So we're prepared today, and I mean that's not a whole lot, but it's still yummy. That being said, we're going to take a look at the plant, and then I'll be right back with some updates. Okay, so for the first time in a long while, we are not going back in time to check out these plants. We are looking at them in the dim light of twilight. Or is that dusk? I can't remember. Whichever one comes at night. I'll have to look it up later. This is the Mako Kokoo. I'm trying to balance myself here. It's difficult. My apologies. It's a pretty healthy plant, fairly tall. It's keeping in line with the others behind it, which are very tall ghosts. And as we see, this one is definitely, actually, it is chinense, right? Yeah, definitely a chinense. We have multiple pods growing from the same V there, so that's what you're looking for with those. The pods are small, anywhere between 1 inch and 2 inches in size, 2 inches being the biggest that I've seen, and they're incredibly prolific as it turns out. Now this one only shows a few on there that are turning, and this one has a bunch, but I actually have picked most of them already, so that's why it doesn't look like it's putting out as much. That being said, let us go inside and find out what these taste like. We have returned. Yes, that is correct. We went outside without going back in time to... 1 second. Once again, about a second after I started that video, he cried he wanted to go outside. So, here's what we're looking at. You saw what they looked like on the plant. This is a ghost, probably about the average size of the ones I've picked this year. And this is the Mako Kokoo, a little bit smaller. Now, it's about the same size as my Reapers, and I do have to show off these fantastic and wonderful Bahamian goats. The pods on these look just perfect this year, and I was psyched at the heat level, psyched at the flavor, and that it's just putting out so many of them that look like this. It's like, I just want to put them all in my face. But I won't be doing that tonight because that's a little bit too much. Like I said, 9 out of 10. The plant is a chinense, and therefore, I guess that makes it more prolific than most of the others that aren't. And granted, most of what I grow seem to be of the chinense variety, so we'll see. As I said, I'm going to be bringing you a couple updates. I took a dive into making, oh wow, I forgot to dehydrate it a little bit more, fruit leather. This is straight up fruit leather, not leftovers like I had with the last stuff that I made. It's pretty thin. I didn't make it super thick. I will do better with the next batch because now I kind of know what to expect when applesauce dehydrates down. Yeah, that's the cheat way to do it, by the way, applesauce. And that kind of sort of looks like a big old fat North Carolina. Anywho, the problem with this was I used unsweetened applesauce, which is fine, but I used a Reaper and a Scorpion in one jar of applesauce, and when it reduced down, it became incredibly potent. It packs a punch, so I won't be sharing this with anyone. It's probably a bit too much for most folks, but I've got plenty for me. That being said, we're not here to talk about that. You can see my harvest today. That's mostly Bahamian goats and ghosts. A couple of reapers in there. I barely touched the surface of the reaper plant. There's so much more out there. The plant is getting just loaded down with, these are all the ones from, I guess, what would be the first fruiting. So probably a few more buds coming here in the next few days. Looking forward to that. But skipping ahead, or I guess I should say back to where we should be with our scheduled program today, let us give a try to this Mako Kokoo. Not going to eat the whole pod. Like I said, a 9 out of 10 is pretty substantial, so. A little spicy. I'm assuming it's going to build up a bit. The notes I'm getting are more floral, potentially nut. I mean, a lot of the ones where I read the reviews that say they're nutty, I taste the floral. That would be most of the really big super hots. Reapers are one of them. I swear it tastes like biting into a flower. Biting into the smell of a flower. If you could eat a smell, that's what it would taste like. This is not a 10, or this is not a 9 out of 10. No, I don't know if that means that this is a mix, mine aren't as hot, or I'm no longer affected the same, but I have a weird feeling that if I bit half of a Reaper right now, my head would be on fire. My head is itching a little bit right now, which means it's probably making me sweat a little bit. But this isn't that bad. Little bit of a nutty aftertaste. Maybe that's what it is. But not like peanuts, but like pecan almost. Closer to that. Totally manageable heat. If they said it's a 9, I would say it's maybe a 5. It's probably about the same as the Bahamian goat, which puts it on a really pleasant scale. But the flavor is not that different, and the pod is nothing special to me. I don't think they look great. They just look like someone took a ghost and went and pushed it together. It's very. Well, I inhaled something. Walking in and out. I've let a lot of little small gnats in. I think I've been inhaling a couple of them. The heat is a deep heat. It's not like a painful stinging burn like you get with the habaneros and tabascos and stuff like that. It's a mellow, kind of like the chocolate habanero heat from last year, where I can feel it in my chest like it's just warm. It's like it's made my breath hotter. That's actually pretty good. Other than the fact that they're pretty prolific, I don't know that I have a reason to save the seeds for these. They're labeled as rare on the sites, but I don't know what qualifies as rare nowadays. The way I look at it, if I can get online and pay $4 and have someone send me 12 of them, I don't consider them to be that rare. Actually, with this one, if I could send an order for something else and get them for free, how rare could they be? On the other hand, they could be really rare, and because I ordered enough seeds from them, they said, hey, this guy seems like the kind of person who would want to keep a seed going, but there was nothing attached to it saying anything about them being rare. They're not bad. I mean, they're okay, they're not bad, but they are not anything special to me. Like, the ghost to me was special because it's a ghost. You know the name ghost. This is the one that defines an entire flavor category. The scorpion was special to me because it was the one that defined the floral category, and the habanero is the one that's on the other end with the fruity one. So if the ghost is between this and the habanero, then I guess this sort of falls in line around with that. It's like right between the ghost and the floral ones. So yeah, that's my honest review on this one. I would say that if you're trying to become a chili head, this might be a good one to start with, because it's not gonna blow your hair off of your head. I'm fine. I haven't had anything to drink. I'm not needing anything to wash this down. Flavor's okay. It's a fairly thick skin for a Chinense. We can get in closer here. Take a look. See? I mean, it's packed with seeds in the back, and I know that back there it would be a bit warmer. But if I bit half of a scorpion right now, I would be dying. Those things are wicked. So yeah, I mean, I may save the seeds from them just to see if anyone wants me to grow them for them. It's like I said, it's a mild in the super hot strain. I honestly think a habanero might be worse. Or my tolerance has just gone way higher over the last couple of years. That, I suppose, is possible as well. I'm going to end this here because honestly I just don't know that I have a whole lot more to say. And you poor dumb fly, you just flew into my ice cream and got stuck to the side of it. You're dead. Sorry. Alright, I'll dehydrate a bunch of these because they'll taste good as a powder. If they can keep that deep heat, then they'll be really good to make into like a rub for something. So it might be what they'll be used for. And as we see, there's a ton of them out there, so I'll have plenty. This is going to be me signing off. Just two things. One, Devil Tongue Yellow will probably be my next review within the next couple of days. There's one out there that's about 85% yellow with just a tinge of green on it, and we can't do that. We gotta wait until it's yellow. I didn't know if these plants would produce, but luckily they did. The more exciting update for you, less so for me, I have a ghost. No, I'm sorry. I have a Fatale turning white, and I have a ghost that looks like it wants to turn white. I have finally produced a white pod, and I'm so excited about this. I can't put it into words. I will be isolating seeds from these and growing so many more of them next year if the flavor is where I want it to be. I don't care what the level of heat is. I want it for flavor at this point. Yeah, the heat is still there. It's hanging on. It's got a lot of hang time, but it's not intense. It's just there. It's like nagging, like, hey, you might want to take a little drink of something. So I probably will after this. Maybe that'll bump this up to a 6, but definitely not a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna call it here. Look forward to a couple new videos coming out within the next probably week or so. And I'll see you in those. Take care of yourselves, and for God's sake, stay cool. It is a heat wave. Bye-bye.